good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to each and every one of you. We're going to try that again. Good afternoon, good morning. We good? Oh, okay. All right. So, are we going to do the opening? Okay. All right. So, welcome to Winnebago Talks. Here's our opening.
The Big Voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago tribe.
Go for it, ladies.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Nippy. This is Bethany Redhorn, the Winnebago Communications Office Manager.
Good morning.
Hi, Nippy, everybody. I'm Jordana Bass. I am the Winnebago Indian News Editor.
Okay, we have a lot to discuss here today, so we're going to get right into it, folks. Breaking news. Here's the thing. Did you guys watch the Winnebago mid-monthly tribal council meeting last night?
Didn't get to watch it, no.
Okay, we're going to shed some light on what was said last night. It has to be a discussion in regards to the Dollar General. We're going to take some of the video that was said on YouTube. It's public knowledge, and we'll have the council address you good folks, but they want to shed some light on some of the concerns that they have over at the Winnebago Dollar General. That'll be coming up. So for those that are interested, make sure you stay tuned. Other breaking news, we are in a winter storm watch, folks. Make sure to prep for it. It looks like it'll hit us tomorrow morning. They say the commute to work will be okay, but it'll get a little treacherous in the afternoon until Thursday morning. I wanted to have a discussion with this on it, okay? So, I see people posting on social media, one snowflake, the tribe calls off, and all this and that, okay? Now, to me, I got kids on the road. Now, not everybody knows how to drive. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we're going to tell you, we're going to do our public service announcement. Make sure you drive safe, do everything that's possible. Wear your seatbelt. Don't text while driving. Don't change the Drake song while you're looking for a new song or something like that. But it's better to be safe or sorry. What are you guys' thoughts? Do you guys think we should work through the blizzard? Because back in the days, we talked about this on Big Voice Sports. Remember, we had to walk through the snow, the blizzards, and all that, and the kids, they demand a ride, and they're still in their sport shorts and stuff like that. What's your guys' thoughts?
Well, I'm just going to speak from personal experience. I did work in a environment where they didn't care if it was snowy or not, so you had to be there regardless. And a perspective that was kind of like told to me is that, at a job, like you're replaceable, you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say, like you're replaceable, but in your family and your presence with those that love you, you're not replaceable. So it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, and I feel like if you have the option, to work from home, I feel like that is also another option. If you have your laptop and everything, I think that could be another way, I guess.
Yeah. So don't chance it. That's my perspective. So those people that tease or whatever or complain. You know what I mean? Like, I would hate for somebody to get in an accident and that person is not replaceable. You know what I mean? That's the ultimate goal. So, nonetheless, we just want to, here at Big Voice, say our public service announcement. Make sure you guys be careful. Don't drive if you need to. Check on the elders. We come together as a community. Now, I got to get my complaint in. This is my complaint for the day.
Go.
At times, though, I think the weatherman is paid by Hy-Vee and all these grocery stores and stuff, because you go to the grocery store, man, it is wiped out. You know what I mean? Like, hey guys, and then the weatherman is just like, oh, my bad, whoops, you know what I mean?
Just kidding.
And it's like one snowflake and stuff, but nonetheless. Anyway, so that's kind of two complaints in one right there. All right, so what do we have in store for our listeners? The answer is Bethany won last week by a score of 1-0.
Yes.
Those were some mad questions. Oh man, I must have been a little crabby or something, right? Anyways, Jordana is going to step in today. So, last Bear Moon, we're going to talk about that, and Angel Decor Museum will be here. HCI and the Community Impact Engagement Team will be here. They have a cool event happening this weekend. The Big Voice will be hosting a new show coming soon, and today we get to meet some of the stars of the new show called Indigenified. What is the new show? We'll meet them today, and we'll find out what they're going to talk about here today as well. We also have the Winnebago Public School, and they have a new cell phone policy, so we get to meet some of the new staff and see what this new cell phone policy is about. They'll be up here, Dan Farringer and crew. And we also have the Winnebago in the news.
Yeah, so we'll have a special report. Yesterday, the Winnebago Public School, the girls wrestling team had a invitational in Battle Creek. Cool. That's what we're gonna share a video with you guys today.
All right, well, let's roll that video. This is the Winnebago in the news special report. Very cool. That was awesome. Congratulations to the ladies that won. What did you think, Jordana? Got to see them in action.
I know, it was my first time at a wrestling match. I was trying to get an idea of like the rules and everything. Everything was just so high paced. But I met with Adam Tramner, the coach, the girls wrestling coach, today, and he informed me that Avani Wilkie placed first in her weight class, and Darian Huns Earth placed second. And she also she pinned and beat the number 3 wrestler in the state. So I'm pretty sure, give her a hand.
Heck yeah, that is awesome. Congratulations. We seen them down at the state tournament last year, and we talked about it at the last game. We had special guests over commentary at this last game when the Winnebago boys took on W.I.N, and we were talking about wrestling. And last year they had like 500. This year they had like 1,200 girl wrestlers. So that wrestling program, congratulations, kudos to them, and keep up the good work, ladies. You know, so we'll have some pictures, probably some results, and let's keep following them as the Winnebago in the news and the Big Boys.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys, definitely want to encourage you guys to go to their matches, because I think next week on Tuesday and Thursday they'll have a match in Winnebago, and I just really want to encourage more of our community members to attend those matches, because wrestling is a new sport in the community, so I just think it'd be nice to have more support out there.
Awesome. Cool. Now, you're going to have to step in for Tyler, so you'll be back for the answers. Make sure you study up.
We're going to go toe to toe.
Yeah.
All right.
See who's going to win.
All right.
Hey, what episode is it?
Oh, it's a quarter, a nickel, a dime, and a penny.
Dang. Episode 41.
You know how I know? Because I put that board up last night. I was like, I'll remember this.
I'm going to remember this. Yep, the Big Voice episode. We use quarters to change it. Anyways, it's episode 41. I'd like to introduce a couple of our administrative people down at the Winnebago Public School. Gentlemen, go ahead and give us your introduction. Who are you? And give us your title.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dan Ferringer. I'm the superintendent of schools. And I have with me Mr. Turner. He'll introduce himself here in a little bit.
Okay.
He's the education director this year, and he is taking my place next year as my replacement. So it's been a good transition, opportunity to transition into the position. And he's meeting a lot of people in the community, and things are going pretty well right now.
Mr. Ferringer, so you are going to retire.
Yes.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Mr. Turner.
I'm Kamal Turner. I'm the director of education this year. I'll be the superintendent coming up this next year.
Yeah.
I come to you from Roy, New Mexico. I was superintendent out there for the last 3 years. I've been in education for, I think it's 22 years now.
Nice.
And I was a basketball coach in Gallup and other places in New Mexico.
Okay.
And I graduated from York University, and I am coming back to Nebraska.
There you go. So you were born in New Mexico, or?
I was born in Chicago.
Okay.
Lived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin a long time.
Yeah.
Moved to Eufaula, Oklahoma, where my mother's family is from. And then I went and I played basketball at York. And that's how I found out where Nebraska was on the map.
Nebraska is known as a pass-through
Smack dab
state.
in the middle.
Seriously, man, you go out to Vegas or New York and stuff, and hey, you guys ever been to Nebraska? They're like, no, never been there. I was like, if you went to Denver to L.A. or something like that, or from Denver to New York, you might have went through Nebraska, just don't remember it. A lot of hills, a lot of corn. That's about it. Anyways, what made you get into being a superintendent?
So I was coaching. I thought I would be a basketball coach all my life. That's really what got me into education, and then just the progression of wanting to do more than just win a state championship. Because when you win a state championship, you realize that this is it. I thought I would feel different. I thought like the sun would shine brighter or something. And you start thinking of how you can help kids. First it starts with the kids in your program, and then you want to help other kids, and then you start to realize, well, maybe as an administrator I could do this or that differently.
Right.
And it would help teachers help kids or just help kids directly, and you just progressively get moved up. I was a principal, and I loved that job. I had a wonderful job, wonderful community, wonderful kids and parents. And one of our rival schools in our athletic conference, they were losing their superintendent, and their board president asked me if I would be interested in thinking about being their superintendent.
Cool.
And so
a lot of responsibility for sure.
Yeah, I was nervous. 5 years prior to becoming a superintendent, me and my coaching friends couldn't tell you what exactly a superintendent did. But now I know.
now you know.
And they actually do stuff. So
we mentioned, you talk about you won a championship, right?
Yes.
And last night NFL, they had the Cowboys versus the Bucks, and so it's the road to the Super Bowl. Andy Reid, the coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, said that after he won the Super Bowl, everybody's like, "What'd you do? Go out and party? He said he had a cheeseburger and went to bed, and then got up the next day and started going back to work."
So, funny story. Directly after winning our state title, we drove from Albuquerque, New Mexico, to Las Vegas, Nevada, where my mom lived, and I just stayed in bed. After we got there, I stayed in bed and just slept for 2 days. Wow. That's what I did.
Yeah.
It was just kind of more relief.
Sure.
So I understand what he means.
Definitely. The pinnacle of winning a championship and all that. It's good to have and in the moment. So make sure that all the student athletes, coaches, they strive to try to be the best and everything. And we want to support that, definitely.
Yes.
Mr. Ferringer, you guys rolled out a new cell phone policy. Can you guys maybe tag team on this one and kind of inform our viewers and what's that all about?
So go ahead, Mr. Turner. Mr. Turner and the other administrators put most of this together.
Okay.
With a lot of support from the school board.
Okay.
And we did send out a letter that was signed by the school board. And basically it was designed to the social media aspect that's going on in the school, the loss of learning, and taking away from what the students are supposed to be doing in the classroom.
Got you. So cell phone policy, what is it?
So our cell phone policy is you're not supposed to have your cell phones during instructional time. Mm-hmm. That's, anytime that class bell is, you're supposed to be receiving instruction. You're not to have your cell phones. Our students still can have their cell phones. Yeah. According to the policy, what we really changed is the discipline part of that.
Okay.
So we just weren't getting what we needed to with the cell phones, and it's hard for kids to put away. It's hard for adults to put away their cell phones.
Yeah.
And we feel like there shouldn't really be any barriers between us providing your children an education, and we think that phone has been a big barrier in that. And as far as employees, we have really good employees at Winnebago schools. That's one of the first things that I noticed about it, and one of the things that attracted me to Winnebago is, Dan's been at Winnebago since the 1800s working in the school. But there are a lot of employees that are there for 20 years or so, right around there, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
Those employees shouldn't have to fight to educate kids. We should just be presenting it, and we want kids to be open and free and have a clear mind to accept education. And so removing the discipline part of those cell phones is how we're going to engage people to put your cell phone down, put it away, and let's join this learning journey together, without that cell phone being in the way. And so, there's first offense, second offense, third offense, fourth offense, fifth offense, and they get progressively tougher. And, it's not that we don't care about the students. It's actually because the school board and administration and teachers and employees, and I believe most of the students, care about all of the students and them receiving an education.
Interesting. Have you had any pushback?
So we've had a couple kids that maybe did not believe it.
Yeah.
that this is how it's going to be. There's no in between. There's no room for this. This is what's going to happen the first time, the second time. And so it's a fair policy for everybody, even though it's a little tougher, may seem a little harsher, but students have been putting away their cell phones.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it's not a lower age issue.
Yeah.
It's really your upper high school where this has been a major issue, and the defiance due to cell phones, and it's caused a lot of administrative hours to go and deal with those problems where they should be dealing with other things involving education.
Bethany, your thoughts?
Well, I think that it's really important because when I was in school, we didn't, cell phones were kind of coming out. Of course they existed, but we didn't have it at access to just pull out our phone and get on social media whenever we wanted. So I think it's really important because that they have the accessibility to get online whenever they want, and the distractions there. So kind of like aligning with discipline, they're able to learn that self-discipline. Like, I'm not going to get my phone out because if I do, it's going to get taken away or, whatever. So I think it's really good.
Yeah. So back in my days, here's you're talking about 1800s. We used to remember the rotary dial? I showed my teenager that, and they're like, what? How do you work this thing? And I had to give them a tutorial and stuff. I was like, okay, so if you want to do one, brrr, brrr.
And what if you mess up on the number midway?
And then you're like, oh, man.
Start over.
And then you remember the old school texting method? You had to, one was ABC, and then so you had to kind of click through and kind of Morse code it and everything.
It was brutal.
Morse code it.
Here's the last one. I got to give you the story. We didn't have cell phones back in high school. All right. Right when I got into college, that's when they start kind of getting big. And back in, the first cell phones had that big antenna that, was huge and stuff. But if you wanted to send a message to a girl that you liked or a guy that you liked and stuff, what'd you have to do? You
had to call them.
No. You had to write the note.
Oh.
You had to write the note.
And you fold it in the little triangle.
You fold it in the little triangle. You give it to your best friend who would watch them during lunch and stuff. That was the game back in the day. Spray it with that Aspen cologne. You remember that cheap $5 Aspen cologne and stuff?
You mean the best smelling stuff in the world?
But anyways, so this has been implemented, right? The cell phone plan?
Yes, the cell phone discipline policy has been implemented. I mean, and there has been students that have had to go through this.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I haven't gotten any complaints.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of student pushback. And,
Yeah.
But I think we're through that point. I think everyone understands that this is for the greater good of education.
Right.
And so if anyone has any questions, they're more than welcome to contact me, come and see me. I'm there most days. If you can't find me, have them page me. I'm around somewhere.
Okay.
But I think this is going to help us to help our kids.
Yeah.
And that's what we're willing to take pushback, or some people might be upset.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We're willing to take that because ultimately it's going to help kids. Like,
for sure.
One of the best things I saw just last week, I noticed how our junior high students, they can only have their phones at lunch. And so they have their phones real quick, and then they eat, and then, like, an amazing thing in today's time, when they got to go into the gym, it was time to go in, like, everyone just put their phones away and went into the gym and played.
Yeah.
And, like, you don't see that as much as you used to when,
Right.
when we were in school and you didn't have other options and all the information and entertainment wasn't held in your hand. You had to go find it.
Very nice, very nice. Well, hey, we wish you guys are coming on to the downhill towards graduation. Graduation is going to be in May.
May 14th.
Large
May 14th.
class last year. This year is looking like another large class.
Big class this year. If things go as planned, we may hit the 50 mark, and that would be
Nice.
huge. And the kids are completing what they need to do, and we have some kids who have completed that semester. And actually a couple of them, one was for a move with a family, the other is taking courses at Little Priest. So they're doing the right things, and
Very
that's
nice.
the whole purpose.
All right. And we also are going to have a couple of our
apprentices.
apprentices
Yeah.
that are going to have a youth show coming up here, I think on Thursday or one of those days.
Yeah, we're actually gonna go live this Thursday with Morgan and Marlon, and then we will be going. We'll be planning to bring them, because they'll be with us for the whole spring until they wrap up their apprenticeship. So we're going to go live with their show next month, but they are gonna go live this Thursday to just kind of put a feeler out.
Definitely. All right. Well, you guys come in anytime you guys have any updates, or make sure you're more than welcome to come on here. Very informational. Thank you for rolling that out, and much success to all the teachers, everybody, and the students especially, and as well as the parents. Thank you for your understanding. So
Thank you. I'd like to
thank you.
encourage everybody, if you see a board member or an administrator or a teacher or a para or anyone that works with our kids, tell them thank you for what they do, because they don't hear that enough.
for sure. You have an accent.
I do. Is it an Oklahoma one or a New
It
Mexico
is.
one?
It is.
I'm
It
glad
is.
I kept the Oklahoma one because
I just wanted to point that out and stuff. Have they taught you the words like GE or anything like that here yet?
no, I haven't.
Oh, okay,
So
we're
I don't get to see kids all the time. Kids would normally teach me.
Dan
I
hasn't
Daddy.
taught you yet.
I used to be able to order anything I wanted in Navajo when I worked out in Gallup and Newcomb. Anything at the concession stand, they taught me, and probably the bad words too. But
Hey, come back up more. We'll get you some words and stuff. Mr. Turner, thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Farringer,
thank you
appreciate
guys.
it.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you.
All right. So, thank them. New cell phone
Yes.
policy. I think overall, I'm glad that you still can have your phone. You just can't be on them.
No, and
If
like
there's an emergency or something and I need to get a hold of my son and stuff, I'll text him or call him, so he has his phone
Yeah.
and my daughter and stuff. But I think it's good that you don't have that as a distraction.
No, that's exactly what I was gonna say. That it's got that discipline in there, so they're like we were just adding in there. They know that they can get on their phone, but if they do,
Yeah.
there's like rules that they gotta follow, and if they don't follow those rules, then they get that mark.
Come on up, guys. Before we're going to transition to our next one here,
Yes.
we wanted to announce last Friday the committee of the Last Bear Moon, the Winnebago Tribe, and Winnevegas announced their flyer. If you haven't seen the flyer, make sure you go to the Winnebago Tribe. It's on there. It's been shared about 225 times. So spread the word if you can, and we'll have the committee come on before the February 25th date, and we'll discuss kind of like the reason behind the last bare moon. I know Angel Decora, they're going to do something really cool. They're kind of going to debut the woodland dance here this time. And there's the information, folks. So we have the head staff, the host drums, the master of ceremonies. And from my understanding, the hotels at Winnebago are all sold out. And so they're working on an overflow. So if you have some relatives that want to come from long ways away and they need a reasonable price, I think the committee is going to get that for you folks. So very cool. It's back. It took a 2-year hiatus. Last Bare Moon took a 2-year hiatus due to the pandemic. You remember back in 2020, we had the Last Bare Moon. And I remember one of the delegates that attended Last Bare Moon, and at that time, you know, coronavirus wasn't here. And then one of the delegates had coronavirus, and it caught word. And so they started canceling everything. You know, March, the next month, is when coronavirus hit the world. In America shut down. So this was almost the last powwow. I think it might have been the last powwow that
right before
the pandemic took full force and stuff. So it's back. We're excited for it. Hopefully you guys mark the date. It's February 25th.
And it's going to be live streamed.
Yeah. We'll have the crew out there and be a good time. All right, now we have these three people here. These three, should I say things? These creatures. But go ahead and give us your introduction.
Yes, hello everyone. If you don't know who I am Trisha Ettringer. I am the Director of Operations and Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives Director for Great Plains Action Society. We are an Indigenous-led organization. We are kind of based out of Iowa, but I live in Sioux City, so I work with Nebraska folks in South Dakota, and that's kind of who I am, enrolled with the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska, Eagle Clan. So I'm going to have Brandon introduce himself.
Good morning, I'm Brandon Arriaga.
Morning.
I'm an enrolled member of the Omaha Tribe of Nebraska. My titles ain't as fancy as that, but I'm currently going to school at NICC for my applied associate's degree in carpentry.
Okay.
You know, I want to open up my own construction company to help the reservation and help the tri-state.
Yeah.
I'm also from the Bear Clan of the Omaha Tribe, and I was asked to jump on this journey that we're going to be on.
Yeah, welcome, Brandon.
So I'll let Monica go.
Yeah.
Hi, DB. I'm Monica Gooddon. I'm an enrolled member of the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska as well. I am from the Thunder Clan. I own Moon Wellness Company in Sioux City. And yeah, that's me.
You said you own, what was it again? I'm sorry.
I own Moon Wellness Company.
What is Moon Wellness?
So I do plant-based medicine practices, primarily focused around womb health for women.
Oh, okay.
I do a lot of outreach with Trisha and the Great Plains Action Society through that. I do a lot of paint and sips. Those have been my most popular things.
I have
lately.
yet to. I love painting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
And I was going to be a painting major and an artist and stuff, but we had critiques in college, the first, and we put our paintings up there, and I was like, dang, I'm gonna be a starving artist compared to everybody else. So I defined mine to graphic design and stuff. But Moon Wellness, that's in Sioux City, you said?
Yes, that's on 4th Street. It's 1119 4th Street.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So painting, and maybe we could do that as like a team builder and stuff. You would host?
Yep, absolutely. So I host private parties as well. So
Cool.
That's great. Yeah, just let me know.
All right. So you folks are going to be working hard here in the next month?
Yes, we've already been working hard in creating a schedule, if you will, of all the content that we would like to bring forth in the Indigified podcast. And I'm going to switch it over to Monica to give more of why we chose Indigified to be the podcast name.
Yes, ma'am.
So Indigified came from the word gentrified, which is the act of taking properties from like low impoverished areas and raising the value on it. But in our aspect, it's of making something beautiful and giving our indigenous perspectives on different things. But also it's nice because there's 3 of us, so our perspectives are going to vary and we're going to have different opinions. But we are still Indigenous people, and our opinions and our perspectives matter. So
very nice, very
Absolutely.
nice. So this is going to be a 1-hour show, right? Or is it a couple hours maybe? Or?
Yes, so we want to start off with an hour. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Fridays at 11 a.m. Here. You can tune in here. We would definitely like to collaborate more with the Big Voice to bring that to everybody. Also, just kind of expanding that, you know, we want to talk about anything and everything. I think a lot of people know me as far as the political engagement piece, and I think that's very important, just with a lot of things that go on locally, statewide, nationally, tribally, but also just having fun with it. We also want to create this podcast for creators to be able to maybe showcase some of their talents. Maybe they have, you know, filming talents and they want to share it on this podcast, or even, you know, musically, just sharing everything and anything, talking about mainstream culture, if you will, but also giving it the Indigenous perspective to things too as well. So
very nice.
Brandon, I don't know if there's anything that you want to add on to that as far as, you know, what you want to bring to the space or to the podcast.
Yeah, I was invited to join this. I'm nervous because I never really did anything, never even fathomed the idea of getting onto a podcast, a radio station. Like, I'm a recovering addict, you know, so I used to be in the treatments and the group sessions and the meetings, and they're like, shut up, you know, because I'm a sponge when it comes to learning. And I do have a well thought out opinion and with a big voice. And I just want to step out and kind of get out of my comfort zone and show other men, other Indigenous, and other people in general that you can do things that you never envisioned for yourself. And, you know, with this podcast, some of our topics, you know, I don't want to spoil too much, but we're going to be discussing, you know, like small business and, you know, sobriety and chasing our dreams, just to give you a couple topics. And we're just trying to give you guys 3 different perspectives. I jumped on to give you the male camaraderie, you know, let my brothers know that we can do this, man. We are bound for more than what we put ourselves in that little box. Like,
for sure,
we can do so much more as Indigenous people and just as human beings as a whole.
Definitely.
I just want to add on real quick that we also want to encourage our Indigenous youth to look outside of their environment, that there's a whole big world to go and explore. So I do think that we are going to take little trips, maybe locally, but, you know, just to let Indigenous youth that you have every ability to create your reality, and that, you know, there's more than just the res, there's just more than the city, there's a whole big world out there to go and explore, take lessons from, and then bring them back, you know, apply them to your life, apply them to your community. And so that's all I wanted to say about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think this is a great idea, and a lot of you come from the Sioux City area, right? Is that where you guys?
We're the city natives, though.
We're the urban res.
The urban.
I'm back and forth.
And there's a lot of natives that live in Sioux City, so I think this is important, and hopefully a lot of people tune in. One of the things that I always remember, the statistic, is we used to have that New Year celebration in Sioux City at the West High School. Jim Hallam and crew, NICC, used to help out with that. And there was a lot of tribes, Omaha tribe, Winnebago tribe, Santee tribe. And there was a statistic that came out. It said that public intoxication, it was over 50% of the classification of Native Americans.
Absolutely.
And I was like, oh my God, you know what I mean? That is horrible. So out of all the public intoxication that Sioux City books, and it's in their jail and stuff, over half goes to the
natives.
And we make up about 2% of Sioux City's population.
Right.
Yeah. So I think we're just going to bring some more awareness, and I think that you guys will be talking about some of those issues in your upcoming Friday at 11.
Yep.
And the first one's going to be when?
It is going to start in February. I believe it's February 4th. Maybe 3rd. See, that's why we had to tack down a schedule and just make sure that we're good to go. But yeah, I think that it is important to bridge all of these Native communities together, whether you're on the res or whether you're off the res, because no matter where you go, you're gonna face different challenges and you're gonna overcome different adversities. And I think that it's good to share those stories and empower everybody else in the process. So
why did you decide to jump on as one of the hosts?
I like to talk.
Okay.
I like to talk. I'm really big on breaking down those Native American stereotypes as well.
Oh,
so I felt like this was such a beautiful opportunity to do that, right? When we're talking about, Native Americans making up 50% of the population being booked for public intoxication. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, why is that? Mm-hmm. Where does that come from? What is the history behind that? What is the generational trauma that gets us in those places? Yeah. And how do we change those numbers? So I'm forever grateful. Thank you, Tricia.
Yeah, I think we've all kind of built a strong relationship with each other through, just advocacy work. I mean, what was it, Melissa? Melissa, I know.
My older sister. I'm like, wait a minute.
Monica has always been a big advocate for Great Plains Action Society, and we've always been a big advocate for Moon Wellness Company, and doing the Healing Justice workshop recently. She came in and plugged in. Then by chance, Brandon showed up, and I was like, all right. It was supposed to be for women and girls, so
I was invited. Did not know
but I was
it
like,
was
let's just roll
only.
with it. And so we just built this, just this beautiful relationship of we should do this, we should do that, and we want to do this podcast. And it just happened that Bethany, I literally just said, hey, would you be open to Great Plains Action Society having a podcast? And she's like, yeah, actually, so, and kind of give me the breakdown of it. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So are you guys going to fundraise for this show and stuff? Because I
know
it's going to be
we definitely are
traveling
looking
here and
yes. Everything. So we definitely are looking into having sponsors, or we want to be the sponsor, but we are looking for fundraisers. So I think I'm going to do a waffle. a waffle soon.
Those go good.
But definitely, if people want to donate to Great Plains Action Society, you can go to greatplainsaction.org and donate. We have, just a regular, donation button that you can access there. But otherwise, we're looking for fundraising or funds to get this podcast. Definitely. So
we want to take this as high as we can get it.
Yeah,
we want to take it all the way.
Okay. And
so whatever it takes to get there.
Yeah, and we're all about hustling. That's one thing.
Yes,
we are all about hustling, and so
now we have in February. You guys are debuting it in February.
Yes.
But February is a good time for the couples.
Yeah.
February 14th, I think it's Valentine's Day. I'm not sure. But anyways, you have an event coming up.
Yes. So on February 11th, we will be joining forces with the Music Conservatory for Sioux City, so Gia Emery, which we partnered with to do the fashion show.
Yeah.
So my sister Jessica was the indigenous fashion designer for that show, and
cool.
She killed it.
Yeah.
But we made that connection, so Audrea Jacobson, who is from Sioux City or Siouxland Community Health. We all just Audrea used to work for Gia, and then we just having the idea.
Yep.
So this youth dance is from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the block, so 1307 Pierce Street in Sioux City, Iowa.
Well, you got to tell the natives where it's at. It's across from Lagunitas.
Yes. It's right. I love that.
Right by Come and Go.
Yeah. Right, it's right by Come and Go. Yes, it is right by Come and Go.
The Sioux City one. No.
Yes. But this dance is definitely for the Native youth, but we want to also have dating violence prevention and safety be a topic, so we can talk about all the things that they may not or they may know about. And then Andrea Jacobson is going to offer free STI testing too as well. So and she can give you a little bit more specifics. I believe if you're 11 and over, you're able to do that. So
very nice. Very
yeah.
nice. What's the cost?
It is absolutely free. We're gonna have DJ Guaranteed and DJ Blue.
Yeah.
They're jamming out, playing all the favorite music and emceeing. So I'm really excited for it. So
yeah. We're DJs. We're not dancers. So we need the dancers to come and dance. You know what I mean? So that's why we DJ. Anyways, February 11th is going to be a good time.
Yes.
And then February 3rd, make sure you check out the world premiere of your guys' show. So we'll see you guys then. Thank you guys for coming down.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
I know, Brandon, you good luck in your semester in ICC.
Thank you.
Good job on there. And we'll have to check out the Moon Wellness.
Please do.
Yeah,
For sure.
team building.
Please do.
No.
And Trisha, for sure, we'll see you on February 11th.
Oh, for sure.
Make sure you guys come. Tell your teens to come. Parents can come too, right?
Yes.
Chaperones,
Yes.
whoever.
Yep. Parents are more than highly encouraged to come with, but they don't have to be there. But we do highly encourage
All right.
it.
So that night you can take off your DJ hat and you can come and dance. bring the kids, yeah.
Bring your Hetushka.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
you.
All right.
So I did display the event from the 11th of February for the Native Youth Dance, Dating, Violence, and Safety. But I wanted to share with everybody, so we do have our show tomorrow as well. That's going to be coming up on the Big Boys.
Rain or shine?
Rain or shine.
Are you guys gonna have it? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
If
you guys gonna trudge through the 12-foot snow or
that
whatever it
last
is?
storm that we had to.
Yeah.
I believe we was like 20 minutes late to going over the air, but it was due to the weather.
Yeah.
If you looked outside your window, you would have seen that it was pretty bad out, but.
All right. MCBKC, come on down, man. And what? So that's gonna be Wednesday.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
yes.
And
Episode
then
8 at 5 p.m.
Thursday, what do we have?
Thursday, we have All Request Live. So I just wanted to share with everybody as well that if you have not voted yet, make sure that you vote for the top song of the week, because we will be giving away another one of our Big Voice t-shirts. So we have Dear Mama by Tupac, who's been the winner for the past few weeks. We have a new submission this week, The One That Kills the Least by Slipknot.
I have not heard that
I have
song.
not heard that either.
So I'm glad that
So
you
these
posted
are-
this
yeah.
graphic so I can go listen to it.
Rumors by Timex Social Club.
I heard that one.
City Noise by Scarling.
I have not heard that one.
And
have you?
Superstar.
No?
No, I have not. Superstar by Lupe Fiasco and Matthew Santos.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's cool. So submit your request.
Yeah, submit your request, your if you have any song dedications, any birthday shout outs. The text hotline is 402-922-3347 and the email kwtn@winnebagotribe.com.
All right, cool. Very nice. And then we get into Friday. So what do we have Friday?
Well,
no. Well, Thursday, back up a little bit. After ARL, go ahead. My bad.
We usually do a replay of our All Request Live, but I did make mention we're going to go live with our apprentices, Morgan, put their name together.
Yeah.
Marlon and Morgan. We're going to go live with them at 2 on Thursday. And then following that, we're going to go straight into Res Ride with MCBKC.
Yeah.
So
Res
that'll
Ride.
be at 4.
Now, what is Res Ride?
Res Ride is you're getting off work, ready to let the day go. It's always wonderful on a Thursday because you're cruising right into the weekend.
Yeah.
And it's an awesome show that mixes music of all genres as well as scintillating discussion.
I like that word. That
Yes.
is awesome.
Across the buffet.
Man, we talked about a lot of things. My hating for the weekend, you know what I mean? I just can't stand his Super Bowl performance and stuff. No. But we'll talk about a lot of stuff. We even talk about Juanita's where the best place to eat is.
Yeah.
So make sure you took. It's kind of like pop culture.
And then to top that off, I don't know if you guys got to see it yet, but just I know that so we go live over our KWTN YouTube.
Right.
Yes.
For Res Ride.
Yes.
So that video from last week, maybe someone, they wanted to go check out the episode from last week. They didn't see it. It's back up. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. I know we had a little bit of issue there and whatever. And also the hardest part about it, you guys, I got to say, is selecting music that is radio friendly.
I know.
Yeah.
It is a little challenge and stuff. But there's some ways to get around it. But I know that being a radio DJ, we kind of have to gear up, and there's a lot of research that is done by all our DJs, you know, from Coach Q, DJ Blue, MCBKC, and we appreciate all the hard work to bring that to you. It's just not like you can come in and hit play and stuff. There's a lot of prep work and, you know, the thought process and everything.
Right. I did research all weekend long and actually putting together the format so we had a little bit more structure because we kind of were off the cuff, on the fly in the debut. And I still loved it. Plus, thanks to all the listeners, especially those that offered suggestions and wanted to request songs. We very much appreciate you guys chipping in. And you know.
So for the Res Ride, we can do shout outs.
Yeah, definitely. Bethany knows the phone number to call, and do you know that offhand? Yep.
Yes, I do. It's 402-922-3347.
Yeah,
3347.
So get ready. So if you have a song you want to hear when you're getting off work on Thursday, go ahead and shout it out, and we'll throw it in the mix if it's radio friendly.
So one of the things I wanted to discuss too is that I noticed we have 2 apprentices, and there's a kind of a, how do you say it, an interest in music and the big voice. And so how did you get interested in music and kind of the evolution of...
That's kind of crazy because you're asking me that question. That was going to be a topic in this week's show.
Oh, okay.
People have asked me that a lot.
Yeah.
You know, how did you find stuff? And of course, my parents listened to music. My mom was super heavy Motown, you know, the girl groups of the 60s, etc. Right. So I can go all the way through that and sing them just like, you know, I knew them myself and stuff, every word for word. My dad had a little bit of a rock influence, so there's a lot of classic rock that I'm, you know, raised on. But the thing I have to say, and it's a shout out, where we lived, our neighbor for a time was Adrian Blackhawk Bates.
Oh, Bates?
Yeah, a few years older than me, not way older, but a few years. She used to always have her window open and would just be jamming the tunes. Nice. And so there I was, a little kid out playing in the dirt with my cars, and then, you know, she was kicking the jam. So my familiarity with old school, you know, and I've said that to her too. It's like, if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't know as much as I do. So
when me and my brother DJ at Winnebago, every now and then we get hired for events or whatnot to go out there and play some tunes, or we'll maybe do a wedding reception or something. But when she comes in, she has a list of songs that you have to play, and you know, it's a good list, you know what I mean?
God,
so shout out to everybody that kind of does that
too. That's the best part. You know, we all love the hits. Everybody loves the hits, but when you can go into the album and pull out the, you know, the deep cuts, that's absolutely what I love.
So speaking of that, then after Thursday's show, it's more a lot of discussion in that one, and then we have some music in there. But we'll turn it over to you on well, DJ Blue will play his Friday night
and
hot
we
mix.
will have a new episode this week. So we didn't have one last week because of the home game with the boys and girls basketball game.
Yeah.
But we'll have a new episode with DJ Blue this Friday.
Yeah, and he's just going to bring in the turntables and kind of just mix it up on the fly. And then every now and then we'll kind of get on the air and just kind of say, hey, how you guys feeling on this?
So like get our blood pumping, get our heart racing.
For real, we be jamming out in here and stuff. Anyways, then we'll also stay in here for Midnight Love.
Yeah.
And Midnight Love is also not a lot of discussion. Every now and then we'll jump on the air and stuff, but we'll just turn it over to you. And what is Midnight Love?
Midnight Love is a 2-hour show of the best slow jams, very hardcore R&B heavy, but at the same time we throw some other things. You guys, 2 shows ago, we threw in the twang. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
There's also, I'm still threatening to do a whole show with it, but you know, I'm kind of scared of it still because I don't know if people are going to like, what's that? You know? But trust me, the playlist that I already have put together so far is going to be like, oh my God. And it's like, but that type of thing. But this week, we're going to take a trip through the 90s again. And then I got to say, this one we did this past week, Quiet Storm, I got so much feedback from that. And I got to say, I re-listened to it again and again. And it was like, man, that was a good one. I really liked it.
Awesome. So we'll have to kind of see what this week's theme is.
Yes.
So a lot of things happening on the Big Voice. We appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout outs, anything?
Nah.
Okay.
We'll save it for Thursday.
Yeah, we're gonna have an in-depth discussion about why we like music. So make sure you tune in on the Res Ride on Thursday, this Thursday.
And
so
there's a lot of good stuff in that mix already.
And I think it's payday. So when you're cruising up to Sioux City, you know,
say less.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, all right, thanks, Brian.
All right, thanks,
appreciate you guys.
Good luck.
So, yeah, it was a good time, that world premiere of that one. And DJ Blue had the Motown remix and Friday Night Hot Mix playing last Friday, which was pretty good and stuff. So, we still have some open spots, and tell people if they want to be part of our crew.
Yeah, so if you want to join, so we are looking, we have availability for radio announcing. We have availability for the disc jockey, camera operating, and commentary. So if you are interested in any of that, you can email me at bethany.redhorn. It's bethani.redhorn@winnebagotribe.com.
I gotta say, last Friday, I got back on the commentating because there was somebody couldn't make it.
Yeah.
And I had a good time. You know what I mean? It was me and Coach Q, and it was like riding a bike, but at the same time, man, it's been a while since I did that, and I messed up. You know what I mean? But it was just like, the ball's over here, the ball's over there, the ball's over there. It's hard to commentate.
Quick, yeah, it's
and then
fast-paced.
You got the replay in there and everything. So if you haven't seen a live stream at the Winnebago Public School that Bethany produces, make sure you tune in. Speaking of that, this Saturday we'll be on the live stream again.
Yes.
And the HCI crew is going to be helping us out as well. So we'd like to welcome in our next guest here. Janelle, come on up, give us your introduction.
Hello, everyone. Janelle Decora here, representing Ho Chunk Inc. and the Community Impact and Engagement Department. I'm here today to talk about Fan Appreciation Night, which is going to take place this Saturday, the 21st, with Pine Ridge coming to town to face the Winnebago Indians.
Yeah, my mom's motherland. A shout out to my mom. I'm half Lakota, so that's, you know what I mean?
I'm excited,
Yeah.
For them to come to town and, for us to represent well and welcome our visitors. So,
for sure.
With that, what our Fan Appreciation Night is, our day, what it is Ho Chunk Inc. Community Impact and Engagement. We come into the game, and this time we're giving out 500 tacos in a bag.
Oh, cool.
In the past, we've done hot dogs.
Yeah.
So we're trying to switch it up a little bit,
Yeah.
So we're going to give away 500 tacos in a bag to all of the fans who show up, stop by our table, come say hi. We're going to have a couple door prizes as well to give out.
There you go.
Throughout the halftime of the girls' game and the halftime of the boys' game.
Yeah.
HCI swag gear, things like that. So
cool.
But yeah.
So the idea behind this and stuff, what's kind of like the hopes, or how did it start? You know what I mean?
So the idea behind Fan Appreciation is really to get our employees, really the ones that aren't really in the community, such as myself and other individuals. We really want to get our employees who are not seen so much, really get them into the community, so our community can see their face, and
Sure.
if they have any questions, that's the time to ask some questions.
Okay.
So that's really the intent. We just, again, community impact and engagement. We really want to impact the community and engage with the community, and Fan Appreciation is one way we do that. So.
Well, that sounds like an awesome event. So this Saturday, right?
This Saturday.
Will happen at the Winnebago Public School. Where are you guys kind of going to position yourself?
So we'll be set up by 2:00. I'm
Okay.
sure the clock will probably start around 2:10, 2:15. So we'll be set up and ready to go by 2:00. More than likely, we'll be set up right in front of the trophy case there in the main hallway.
Okay. Yeah.
That's kind of where we've always been,
Yes.
when we go into the school for this. So yeah, we'll have a lot of our employees there, ready to answer questions, engage with the community, and just check out the game. It's going to be a good game. Like I said, I'm excited, so hopefully I get to watch some of the game.
The temperature to watch a kind of a reservation team face another reservation team is really high right now, because the Omaha Nation team, that was canceled due to the weather. And I don't think there's going to be a makeup day for that. So the Pine Ridge, I think they're called the Thorpes, are going to be coming to town. And that's a ways, you know what I mean? So it's going to be good, probably a good basketball team. Winnebago just defeated W.I.N, who only had one loss out of 11 games. And Winnebago's looking pretty good. So I heard Pine Ridge is, they're kind of a run and gun team as well.
I'm
so
sure they are.
We'll kind of see what the record is. And nonetheless, we'll host those relatives coming over on this side, and starting at 2:00. I want to change the subject just a hair here, Janelle. I know you guys have what is called the employee donation way. Is that what?
Ho-Chunk Way.
Ho-Chunk Way. And applications for programs. There's probably some program directors and whatnot that might have an idea, and that's coming up. But for our viewers and stuff, what is the Ho-Chunk Way?
So what our Ho-Chunk Way is, it's an employee donation program where our employees donate to a cause. Our current recipient right now is Tribal Farms. They were selected out of 10 applicants we had last year. They were selected, and so what we do, we select Tribal Farms. We develop a campaign for our employees to encourage them to contribute if they're not currently contributing, or possibly contribute more if they feel the project at hand is a good project for the community, for enrichment, things like that. Again, Tribal Farms was, selected due to the need of, our own food and being able to sustain ourselves and whatnot.
Food sovereignty. Yep.
Food sovereignty, exactly. So, again, program managers, Ho-Chunk Way, the application is open. It is shared through our Facebook page as well. I'm on the committee. Jamie Monroe, Darlene St. Cyr, Janaea Stout, Tori Penken, we're all on the committee. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us. The cycle is open. We are having a coffee and chat at Sweetwater on the 2nd, or it might be the 1st, sorry. But we're opening up Sweetwater. We're going to have a coffee and chat. We're inviting people to come in, managers, directors, if they're interested or have any questions.
Very nice.
Want to fill out the application there, that's their opportunity. But again, we'll promote that. We did start a grassroots effort today where we're calling individual managers, directors, and just really wanting to get them, encouraged to apply to the Ho-Chunk Way.
So and for those people that are around Winnebago, just keep in mind, you guys have offices in Alexandria, Colorado Springs. I've seen you guys do work over in Saudi Arabia. And
yep, all over the
place.
world. So we do have employees all over the world, and we don't just target our local employees. We target our Colorado Springs, Virginia, and whatnot, all our employees all over. So everybody donates.
And kudos to the committee. I think you guys chose a right one. And the food sovereignty, the Winnebago Tribal Farms, that's Trey Blackhawk and crew. That if you've never been to the Tribal Farm, it's about 7 miles west of here. And they are growing tomatoes and Indian corn and all kind of good stuff. And I think they're even kind of exploring chickens. And
we do have a chicken coop out there.
Yeah.
I do sit on the Food Sovereignty Task Force for the community. So if you haven't gotten out there, I also encourage whoever hasn't gotten out there to go check it out. Trey and his crew really do a great job on upkeeping the farm out there. Last year was a hard year, with the drought and whatnot. We didn't get enough. We lost a lot of vegetables and things like that. So we do have a chicken coop out there. We did have some pigs. I know they slaughtered a pig, but it's good and it's expanding. The farm is only expanding, so that's just great for us.
For sure. And then the other recipients, I know Ho-Chunk Renaissance was a recipient. Whirling Thunder was also a recipient. And
Boys and Girls Club. YCIC, and the Senior Center. The Senior Center was the very first recipient of Ho-Chunk Way.
Very nice, very nice. So who's it going to be this year? And if you have an idea or you think a department would be good for that, make sure you check out that luncheon coffee and sip.
Coffee and chat.
Coffee and chat.
Yeah, coffee and sip.
It is lunchtime, Bethany.
My stomach's growling. That's good.
All right, Janelle, we'll see you on Saturday.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What do they call them? Tacos in a bag or walking tacos? What's the official word?
Either or.
Okay.
I call them both.
So we have to make the distinction here.
Walking taco.
Why would we call them walking tacos? They don't walk.
Because you're walking when you're eating it.
Oh yeah, because it's
a taco in a bag.
Taco in the bag.
I mean, just calling it the obvious thing that it is.
Right. All right, none other than Mr. Angel Decora, Ben Crawford himself. Come on down, man. How you doing here today, Ben?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Hello, Ben.
What are we discussing today?
We got a really cool this day in history this week. So this Thursday marks Captain Joshua Decorah Sanford's 104th birthday. So Joshua Decorah Sanford was a Ho-Chunk and Seneca fighter pilot during World War II. He's actually from Wisconsin. His mother was Ho-Chunk. His father was Seneca. And after he finished high school, he would go on to join the Army Air Corps. So fun fact, the Air Force actually used to be part of the Army before it was a separate branch, because flying was so new.
Yeah.
So he joined the Army Air Corps, and I know a lot of people think, when they think about World War II, what do you guys think of, like Germany and Japan, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor, exactly. So Joshua, though, he actually went to fly over the skies of China, because before Pearl Harbor, Japan actually invaded China. It was one of the first places that kind of saw conflict even before the war. And he would fight the Japanese other pilots in the air, and he would also support the Allied Chinese troops on the ground.
Yeah.
And he would fly 102 combat missions. And get this, he is either shot down or had to ditch 8 times.
Wow.
Excuse me, he was shot down 8 times and then had to ditch 12 times.
My goodness.
Which is, I looked up some stats on recent times when you have to ditch. It's dangerous, but it doesn't often result in people getting killed. But being shot down and surviving is crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of times these pilots would have to trek through like rural China in the 1940s to get back to their base, and all the while to be Japanese troops trying to find them, and the Chinese civilians would have to hide them. So he really saw some stuff. He really earned his stars. And for his service during the war, he was awarded 2 Distinguished Flying Crosses, 2 Air Medals, and he received the Purple Heart, which meant that he had been wounded at some point during the war. And after the war, he would continue to build his education. He owned an electronics firm. He managed I think it was a local airport, and he was the director of civil defense for 11 counties in Wisconsin.
Very nice.
And I think sometime in the 70s, 80s, he actually had an airport named after him, a smaller airport named after him. And he passed away in 1962, but was inducted into the Wisconsin Aviation Hall of Fame in October 2018. So he really did his part. And I was looking it up, too, that during World War II, 5 to 10% of the Native American population in the United States, and I'm assuming that includes Alaska and Hawaii, served in the military. 5 to 10%. That's huge.
Yeah.
And I think the stats were, it was like 40,000, primarily men, but also around 800 women who served, out of 400,000 natives at the time. So that's a huge number. But yeah, that is our history of the day.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben, for doing that. Was Sunshine going to make her way on up here?
Sunshine got caught up in an errand that lasted longer than it should have, so
I
had to take her place today.
Okay.
Dipping you guys again? No.
Yeah. We're going to have to talk about this, Sunshine, here.
No. She's good. She just ended up having to do something longer than she expected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because we were going to talk about the last Bear Moon. You guys are going to be sponsoring the Woodland. So we have a couple more episodes until February 25th, the last Bear Moon Powwow. So make sure that you have an opportunity, she can come up.
Speaking of that, too, I forgot to mention at the start, both Ho-Chunk Renaissance and the Angel Decorah Museum have the 2023 tribal calendars for free. So stop by, pick them up. This year, they are super, super cool because, and I didn't know this, in previous years, what has happened is, I guess people, they didn't really know how to do it, so they kind of smushed the Ho-Chunk months into the kind of European Gregorian calendar.
Oh, yeah.
But The Gregorian calendar, the white calendar, the European calendar, it's based on the solar year, but the Ho-Chunk calendar is based on the lunar month. So this year, Savannah Rice Hill put in the lunar months inside the calendar. And so you'll see there'll be a little black dot at the start and end of a month. That's the new moon. And that is super cool. That was her idea. It's great. So you have both the, normal American European calendar and then the Ho-Chunk months too. So you can both put down important dates and stuff to get to work, and also have the cultural part too. So it's really cool. They're free at both places, limited supplies. Pick them up, one per person.
Yes.
Awesome.
I want to add on to that because we got one. And I was just making mention to our team. I had one on my desk, and I was like, I texted the group. It was like a couple days late. I think it was like a day late. But I was like, whoever put the calendars on or whoever nabbed us these calendars, Pinagigi. So I was just looking through it, and I was like, I've always wanted one, never got one. I know that, they're free. You could go get one. I just never made my way over there to get one. So really happy that I got one.
Yeah, Savannah was the big mover. Blue and I kind of gave her tips and edits, and then both us and the Ho-Chunk Renaissance kind of picked some of the bios for some of the important Ho-Chunks in there.
Awesome.
Love it.
Awesome project. Yeah, get them while you
can.
Get them while they're hot.
It just started the 2023, so for sure. Have you guys did 2022 yet? Like accidentally?
I typed it.
You typed it one time? Yeah. I've been okay so far, but I'm sure that I'll come out with a post or something like that, and then everybody's gonna jump on it. 2022, last year or whatever. I make mistakes, Everybody makes mistakes. Okay, so we are gonna get ready for the answer is. All right, but before we do, we wanted to recap what was discussed last night at the Winnebago Tribal Council meeting, and that was the topic of Dollar General. Now, we don't want to misconstrue any of the councilman's words or anything like that, but this clip here is going to feature Mr. Isaac Smith, Councilman Isaac Smith, and he wanted to inform the membership. So if you have an opportunity, we are going to take a listen to this clip and then discuss that from here. So let's get ready for that. Do you have your section ready?
I have mine ready.
Okay. All right. So here we go. From last night's Winnebago Tribal Council meeting. Here we go.
No, so just kind of an update for the membership, more or less, of what's taken place with the dollar store from some of the information that I'm getting, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the council is all on the same page too. But so we're getting concerned with the clutter of the dollar store over there and the safety hazard of it, and so so we got a hold of some people, and they're going to be helping us along the way, but we're trying to get that all cleaned up over there. And one of the big concerns was the extra inventory that's kind of out of season or in season. It's too junky in there, and if the place catches on fire or something goes on where you have to evacuate that, it's going to be hard to get people out of there, especially if there's little children and all those things. So that's what the council was kind of thinking about, all of that kind of stuff tied into there, and then to try to look at why it's like that. But what we discovered a little bit so far was it's kind of seems to be not only here in Winnebago, one of these stores here, but there's some other stores that are just as bad off as this one here. So just for the membership, I wanted to just kind of let them know that we're working on that out there, and we gave them, I believe it was 7 days. I think that 7th day is on the Wednesday, I believe, that they should have that cleaned up. But we're going to continue to monitor that, and we've been kind of hearing from different tribal members that work out there, and a part of it is that everybody has their own opinions and thoughts of how the place should be ran, but also the corporate and the regional office, they have their input too. But one of the options that the tribe has is we could possibly pull that lease and turn it into our own grocery store. So just kind of thinking about all these different plans of how to try to make it better, because when you go out there and try to buy a simple item as trash bags or a loaf of bread, you got to push these carts out of the way, and that's not normal practice for any of these businesses. That's beyond professional. So I just kind of wanted to let the membership know that's why the dollar store kind of keeps closing and opening, and they're trying to send helpers and all that. And so we'll see where this goes, if they can be in compliance by the by the 7 days, if not. And then we also understand, one of the council members also had a concern of seeing how much that the dollar store serves both tribes, not only Winnebago tribe, but the Omaha tribe too. And there's a lot of people that really count on the dollar store to be able to go there and get their basic needs. And so the council has had discussion on that, and also has been talking about different ways of coming up with solutions to try to make it a little bit better place, whether it's continuing to have it as a Dollar General or either turning it into a different business there. So I just kind of wanted to put that on the agenda tonight and just kind of update some of the tribal members. So that's all.
Thanks, Isaac, for your leadership in that direction, especially.
All right, so there was that piece there, and I think it's good that the council shed some light on that. They wanted some. What I took away from that is the council wants to find solutions and work with Dollar General. We have some pictures that we'll bring up here, and to my understanding, what the council is going to probably do is talk with corporate and send it up to the regional office and whatnot. And I know that they're going to be doing certain things, and I've seen that they were closed one day. I think the overall perspective is that if Choka or Gaga go in there in a wheelchair and a fire does start, we didn't want nothing to happen with that person. And you'll see some of the pictures there that it is a little, how do you say it?
Clutter. If those are pictures of the DJ in Winnebago, woo.
Yeah.
So you get a little claustrophobic in there too.
Yeah. Right. Now, here's the other thing is that we are in a national work shortage, and everybody has to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to? Do you need less hours so they can stock it, so that they can change inventory? We're going to try to come up with solutions, guys. So this is not us kind of like saying, hey, Dollar General, we're going to kick you out. You know, you guys, all this and that and stuff. It's just like we need to work together for a solution before something bad happens.
Yes.
And that's what we want to do. We want to shed light on it. What's your thoughts?
I agree, because, you know, you go through and just like as Isaac had mentioned in the video, that if, you know, there is an emergency and there's like, you know, a Gaga or someone in there in a wheelchair, they're not going to be able to get through very quickly as they should be able to. So I think it's just being proactive.
Yeah, there you go, proactive. So we're not reactive, we're proactive.
Yes,
and
so that's them being proactive, is trying to find the solution.
And Councilman Smith's hat too, he's also one of the volunteer fire departments, and kind of, I'm not sure if they had elections yet, but he was serving as the chair of the fire department, or the chief, I should say. And you have to think of all those kind of different perspectives. So it's pretty interesting. I wanted to pose this question to our listeners and the viewers and stuff. What do you folks think? I know we have some relatives that work in there, and they're trying to provide for their family and stuff, but what would be a good solution? I mean, do we need to take it over, or do we need to try to give it a go, or do you think Dollar General? I like Dollar General myself, because you go in there, if I need batteries or whatever, you know, it's accessible. It's just right down the road. If I get hungry, we need snacks or something. Convenient. Anything, shoelaces, all kind of good stuff. You know what I mean? But it's just a hazard. And we've seen some of the TikToks and the memes and stuff like that too. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just Winnebago. It seems like Dollar General kind of has that theme a lot of. Walmart too, you know what I mean? Like, there's times they got to change inventory, and there's a lot of boxes.
You'll go to one Walmart that's very, you know, put together, clean, organized, then you'll go to another where it's cluttered, there's stuff everywhere,
right?
Stuff like that.
It's pretty interesting. Okay, I also wanted to ask, if we did, let's just hypothetically took it over, Dollar General, we just call it the DG, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So, what would be a good name for that area down there? If we were kind of the same theme and stuff like that, what would be a good name? Can you think of one? Creative. You're creative. You come up with all these names. ARL, DJ Bethany.
I laughed because I thought you were going to say, we're just going to call it the DG.
Well, we do.
I almost had that thought in my head. I was like, he's going to say the DJ.
We just call it the DG anyway. You know what I mean?
I would say...
Save a little money. Just take a couple letters off.
Does anybody on Facebook?
Stop and Shop.
Stop and Shop.
Quinn said, call it Uncle John's. I don't know if that was...
Something with Winnebago or Ho Chunk in the name, you know?
To talk about Uncle John's.
Ho Chunk Mart.
Okay. Ho Chunk Mart?
Ho Chunk Mart, yeah.
Cool. I have a name. I have the name. And I'm going to propose this. And you heard it first on the big voice right here. Don't tell anybody. But if we happen to go down, I would call it Food and Stuff.
Food and Stuff.
Yeah, because we know with Dollar General, and then so it'd be DG, and then so, hey, Bethany, go down to FS. You know what I mean? Right? Food and Stuff, right? Because that's what it is. It's food.
Got food.
You got food,
stuff.
and it got stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm going to trademark that before you get... I'm going to buy the .com before it's even taken and stuff. Food and Stuff.
Savannah said Judah store.
Judah store? Money store? Dollar? Yeah, because there's Dollar Tree. We don't have a Dollar Tree here, but there's Dollar Tree. There's Dollar General. So it seems like $1 is always in front of these stores and stuff. You know what I mean?
I had this idea, I don't know when. Someone's missing out on a big opportunity to open up a bagel store in Winnebago and call it Winnebago. But I'm just putting that out there. That's
like
free.
It.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if they serve bagels.
Winnebago. The bagels. Yeah.
Winnebago.
Yeah. Cause, see, I didn't know they called coffee Joe. You know, for the longest time.
I don't know why I like to call it that. I don't even drink coffee, but I'll be like,
you want a cup of Joe? Right. So I didn't know that. Did you know that they call it coffee Joe?
Yeah, did that for a while.
Yeah, and I was just like, what? You know, Joe who? You gonna drink Joe? Yeah.
Whoa.
But anyway, so that was kind of our issue that we wanted to discuss here today. Solutions is what we want to do. You know, there's a lot of people probably that would get on social media and hate on Dollar General, and then there's people that would say, well, get in there, do something about it, and then there's people that won't say anything. So we just wanted to have a topic discussion here at the Big Boy. So thank you guys for kind of chiming in. And Food and Stuff.
Food and Stuff.
I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm telling you, that's the next food, the big chain and stuff. You know what I mean?
Ben might have to trademark his idea. I might run with that one.
One of bagels.
Be down by the DG.
Right, for sure.
FS.
Okay, now the moment you guys all been waiting for. The answer is, are you ready? You won with the score of 1-0. Ben, you got your notepad? You're gonna judge us today.
Yep, I got my notepad.
Here we go.
He's got his handy dandy notepad.
First question, Bethany. Whew, man, I got some tough questions. These are tough.
I'm scared, guys.
These are the toughest questions. I must have been crabby. Okay. For those folks that are tuning in, those folks that are on the air, make sure you play along. See if you can, and if you get maybe the lifeline, you can give a T-shirt. For those that maybe because Jordana gets that side gets a.
That's.
It's us versus them. You know what I mean? But the W.I.N crew, so it's either Tyler or Jordana. They get a lifeline today, and if you help them out, we'll give you a T-shirt, Big Boys T-shirt. Okay, here we go. Question number 1. Here we go. The world recognized, especially here in America, and celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King holiday yesterday, who was one of the major pioneers in the civil rights movement. What was MLK's wife's name?
Why would you do that? I'm just kidding. Why would you ask this?
Mrs. King. No.
I took my answer. Her name was... I read something on this guy.
Yeah, you read it, and it's taught through the history, and we've been learning about it, the documentaries, and it was plastered all over the place. You know what I mean? And
Gina King.
Gina King. Final answer?
Yeah, Martin and Gina.
Martin and Gina. Okay. Here we go. Question number 2. I think you can get this one. The Addams Family is making headlines with the release of the new Netflix series called Wednesday. Did you binge watch it yet?
I haven't.
Oh my goodness. Which mainly features the daughter. Her name is Wednesday. I think this was one of the questions before. But in Addams Family, what is the Jaji's name?
Oh, it's the mom is...
The nanny?
The nanny is... Man, Morticia. He is. Man, I love Addams Family. How am I not knowing his name?
What's Jaji's name in Addams Family? Jaji
Kate. No, I'm just kidding. Man, his name is it's at the S. It's man, it's not Sylvester.
Okay.
Is it Sylvester?
I don't. Why didn't you thought of Sylvester?
I don't know. That's the bald guy, right?
Is it? I'm not even sure. I thought Casper was the bald guy, but am I wrong? I think I'm wrong.
I don't think Casper's in the Addams Family.
I don't know. I'm gonna say so. It's not though.
Final answer.
Sylvester.
Okay. All right. Question number 2. Speaking of new seasons, I know you watch seasons all the time. So obviously you don't, but anyways, this series has a tagline and it's a philosophical saying. What is the name of the TV series that used the saying, "This is the way"?
Oh.
Season 3 is coming out.
I know this one.
But
This is the way.
This is the way. Which TV series? It's popular. They're coming out with a whole bunch of trailers. If you watched last night's football game, you would have seen it because they played it about 10 times. But they say, "This is the way." This is the way.
And they're going on season 3.
And they're going on season 3.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. I don't know.
The series is called "This Is the Way"?
No.
Okay.
I was just trying to. If I did it, I thought maybe it would spark that idea.
Pop up or something. This is the way. We're gonna start saying it around the office up here.
Man, I know.
In a serious
All right, see you guys later. This is the way. This is the way.
Season 3. It's a new one. It's
coming out.
Yep.
Promotion all over. Probably, if you scroll through Facebook in the last 10 minutes, it would be enough.
It's Reservation Dogs.
Okay. All right. Question number 4. 2 more questions and we'll
Had
get
to
you out
dig
of here.
deep for that one.
Okay. Reservation Dogs. Okay. Question number 4. Lisa Marie Presley passed away, unfortunately, at the age of 54. That was this past weekend, right?
Dang.
She is the only daughter of Elvis Presley. Lisa Marie Presley, in her lifetime, which king did Lisa Marie Presley marry? She married a king.
A king?
What was the king's name?
I don't know this one.
You don't know?
No.
Miss Presley. She married. I got to say his whole name or something? King something?
Yeah, she married a king in her lifetime. I think she was married like 3 times.
Yeah. I'm going to go with King. I'm just kind of making it up. King Edward.
Just make it. Okay.
King
All right. All right. Okay. The W.I.N, the Winnebago in the News, our very own, our sister organization, our sisters down the hall here, turned 51 years old last week.
Mm-hmm.
It was very. So here's the thing. I'm very proud of the crew. Okay, can you believe that it's more than half a century old? I mean, many more centuries. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like 100 years from now, that's going to be awesome. We want to thank our readership, our people that read the W.I.N, our advertisers. Without them, we wouldn't be able to put out the W.I.N, and our W.I.N contributors. We'd like to thank them. We publish the W.I.N, the minutes, all kind of good stuff. And I want to thank the crew, Jordana and Tyler Snake. Tyler, I mean, we see these guys more than we see our own kids. You know what I mean? Tyler Snake works with us day in, day out. She's been on board for over a year in the W.I.N office. What is Tyler's middle name?
You know her middle name?
I do.
We had this conversation, me, you, and Tyler. I know it starts with a J. Janelle.
Okay.
That's my nickname for her. She knows that.
You have her.
I got the answers. Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's go get home,
In my
girl.
phone, she's saved as Tyler Janelle. So if I don't get this right, I'm gonna be mad.
She did pretty good. I thought maybe she would do a little bit better, but Yeah, she's pretty confident in that answer and stuff. Anyways, for our people that are going to help out, make sure that you have an opportunity because you might win yourself a new Big Voice t-shirt. They're brand new. Winnebago in the News is also going to have some t-shirts available here as well. So Jordana, can you give us a chicky check?
Mic check.
Oh yeah, you are on air. Can you hear yourself?
Yes, I can hear.
Bust a flow.
Okay. Questions are very hard today. I've been telling the viewers and everybody that I must be crabby lately and stuff because give you no help. No, actually, we'll see.
Okay.
You do get a lifeline, so feel free to use it at any time. We don't know how many questions that she got right.
Okay.
But speaking of questions and stuff, we'll talk about it after the show and stuff. But we got to tell them about the bingo that we went to, huh?
Oh yeah, we got a cool story for you guys.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1. The world recognized and celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King holiday yesterday, who was one of the major pioneers in the civil rights movement. Here's the question. What was MLK's wife's name?
Jeez, that is a hard one. I don't know why the name Eleanor sticks out to me. It just sounds like a back in the day kind of name.
Okay. Yeah, I did some history on that. You know what I mean? I was watching some of the speech of Martin Luther King and everything that he did, and then when he got assassinated, you know what I mean? And then after, like 4 days after, the wife was doing a march. So they kept going. She herself became kind of a civil pioneer and in the movement. But both you guys are wrong. The actual name is...
I looked it up. Coretta?
Yeah.
Coretta King.
Coretta Scott King.
Coretta King Scott.
Punch in the air.
Okay, so 0-0. Not bad. Okay, no harm done yet.
Now I'm crabby.
All right. The Addams Family is making headlines with the release of the new Netflix series called Wednesday, which mainly feature the daughter, which her name is Wednesday, right? In the Addams Family, what is the Jaji's name? What is the dad's name?
Oh, I watched that show too. Man. I just know the mom's name is Morticia.
Yeah. She kind of always has that spotlight and kind of ghostly looking and stuff. And they come out with Addams Family 1, 2, and 3 or something. I want to see, and then they went animated.
Even the old school black and white Addams Family.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then the bald guy, his name, I thought his name was Casper, but you said what, Stallone or something? Or no? Well, yeah, his name is Sylvester, right? So the Jaji's name is
what is it?
Sylvester. You want to use a lifeline?
Oh yeah, can I use a lifeline?
Okay.
No, you can't.
All right.
Just kidding.
So, someone has to comment right here, right now, because we don't want to scroll down to show you the other names. So look at that way. Look that way. Okay. All right. So how about Jordana here?
He once said...
Jamie says Jaji's name was Gomez.
Yes, it is.
You want to use it?
It is, yes.
All right.
Yeah, you were thinking of Uncle Fester.
Yes.
Oh.
It's not Sylvester.
Stallone.
You're thinking Sylvester sounds like Fester, but it's Uncle Fester.
Yes, Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're on the board.
Yes.
Good job. All right. So we'll see. She got it wrong. She got it wrong. So right now you're leading, Jordana. Ooh, it's coming down. Okay, speaking of new season, this series has a tagline and it's a philosophical saying. What is the name of the TV series that's coming out in season 3 that uses the saying, "This is the way"?
What? It's a new season?
Yeah.
This
in
is the
promotion, if you watched the game last night, you see all these commercials and it's probably on Facebook and everything. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. Ben said it.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Oh, man, it's tough. I don't know,
This
dude.
is the way.
This is the way.
That's tough. I don't know.
This is the way.
This is the way.
I'm gonna tell her. I'm not gonna tell her the answer, but I had a hard time with it too.
Did you figure out the answer?
I think so. I'm pretty confident on what I said.
Is it not? It's not a remake or anything. It's like brand new.
It's a new series.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but you're saying season 3 is coming out.
Yeah,
right?
season 3 is coming out and they're running.
Bruh,
I seen it on Today when I was, getting ready for work and everything. It was on there. And
on Netflix.
This is
It's
the
not-
way.
no, it's not Netflix.
Oh.
It's not Netflix.
Not Netflix.
It's on TV.
Yeah.
Regular TV program.
Well,
I don't know.
I just say not Netflix. Leave it at that.
Okay, so
Okay,
this is the way.
This is the way. I just don't even know. I'm just gonna say it's only a third season. Let me see if I can see anything over there.
Oh, you got luck. This is the way.
Bro, I don't know. I just want to take that out.
I just want to take the L.
Give me a TV series, then we'll move on.
TV series.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm just gonna say
A lucky guess.
a lucky guess. I don't even watch regular.
This is the way.
I'm just gonna say a regular TV show that I know. I know this ain't it because I know they got a million seasons. I'm just gonna say Grey's Anatomy because I don't really watch TV too much.
Okay.
All right, Doctor, this is the way.
Wait, Bethany, what's the answer that you gave?
I said reservation dogs.
What? How did I?
And that answer is wrong.
This is the way, young warrior.
She's like, I'm pretty confident.
I was pretty confident.
It's the Mandalorian. It's the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Baby
no,
Yoda, all that.
I don't
This
even
is
watch
the
Star
way.
Wars.
If
so I don't know.
Mackie was
not my
watching, oh my
Don't watch
goodness.
Mackie.
Yes.
If my brother gets
Grey's
wind of this,
This is that.
Doctor, this is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't watch Star Wars.
I only watched
so.
the first season.
And you watched it.
They said it a bunch of times.
And
though.
you watched it, and you
Yeah.
don't
They
remember
said,
it.
This is the way.
I was so confident it was Willie Jack saying, "This is the way."
She was, dude. And she's like, Jordana, I got this one right.
She's like, yeah.
I kept looking at you too.
Okay. So she's yet to be on the board here.
Whew.
Okay. Lisa Marie
Thought that one
Presley
for sure put me on the board.
was the daughter of the Elvis Presley. And she passed away at the age of 54 just recently. I think it was this past weekend. And in her lifetime, Lisa Marie Presley was married, I think, over 4 times. But which king did Lisa Marie Presley marry?
Which king did Lisa Marie Presley marry? I watch a lot of documentaries.
Yeah.
I do watch that. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the king. Is it Michael Jackson?
That is right.
It is?
The
Yeah.
king
That
of
was a
pop.
tricky one.
Yeah.
That was a tricky
I'm
one.
gonna go cry,
Bethany
guys.
assumed that she married King Edward. I don't know who King Edward is and stuff, but
I thought he meant like a king of a country.
the king of pop.
Yeah, that was
King
a
of
tricky
pop.
one.
Yeah, because Elvis is known as the king of rock and roll. Okay, here we go. Here's a good one. The W.I.N turned 51 years old last week. It's over half a century. Can you believe that? I mean, that is. You think about that. You know what I mean? So we want to wish it more. In 100 years, that they'll be doing trivia on the W.I.N and everything too. And I want to thank you. Also, our advertisers, the W.I.N contributors, and we publish the Winnebago Tribes minutes, all kind of good things in there. So make sure you pick up the episode or issue. And Tyler Snake, we see Tyler more than we probably see our own kids and our own relatives and stuff like that because we're here in the office all the time. She works with us day in, day out. She's been on board for over a year. What is Tyler's middle name?
Jeez, I don't know. I know Bethany probably had to have gotten this.
I don't think I did, but I gave her a nickname and I went with the nickname that I gave her.
I'm just gonna say the most basic middle name. I feel like Marie is like a middle name that everybody has.
Tyler Marie Snake.
Yeah.
What is your middle name?
Renee is my middle name.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And then do you remember my middle name?
It starts with a G.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm gonna put that on the next week's episode here and stuff like that. Pascal, remember?
Yes.
But her middle name is Jean.
Jean.
Tyler Jean Snake.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now we know. Now we know. But with the win of a score, how many did you get right, Bethany?
And I get none right.
She got a score of 0-2. Jordana takes home the win today. Good job. Speech.
I'm good at speeches.
We'd like to thank Jamie for helping us on out. She will receive a t-shirt from us next time you're in town.
She gets 2 shirts now.
Yeah, make sure you stop in, Jamie. Come check us out next time you're in town.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, we have a cool story. We're going to give our shout outs and then we're going to be off the air here and stuff. But go ahead, share that story about what we did last week.
Yeah, so just a sneak peek. We're going to be bringing a fun game to the Big Voice. It's called Rockstar Bingo. And there was an event up at Dega's in Dakota City last week. So Garan and DJ Blue and myself, we went and attended that event. And it was kind of funny because I thought when I got there it was going to be late. So I was already running late. So I thought, the game was already going to be started. I'm going to miss out on that first game, whatever. I had to park real far, so I had to walk to the building. So it was just like, whatever. I get in there finally. Garen and them are sitting down already. And they're like, all right, get over here. I get over there, sit down. They're like, yeah, you got to do this. And showed me how to pull it up on your phone. So it's like a website, right? You go to a website, you go to that thing, you type in the code that they give you, and then your name, and then they give you access into the game. And so
everybody's on their phone anyways, so this is more reason to get on your phone, you know what I mean?
And they're all, in queue, they're all waiting, and, here I come in all tardy as usual, and I was like sitting down all quiet and trying to keep my head down, and then, we get going, and it was funny because as we're going, the songs that they're playing, I'm like, oh, I know this song, like this is on Request Live, and I
have to admit, she knew more songs than I did. She was like, oh, this is this one, and I was like, how do you know that? I thought I knew a lot of songs as a DJ and stuff.
And then Blue kept pulling his Shazam out so we could, if we didn't know it, it'll tell you what it is, and then I was like, oh no, this is that one, and they're like, we got our own little Shazam over here.
And you said, they just requested this on ARL, so I was like, wow.
And it was cool because I got them. As we're playing the game, so there was 3 matches that we played. That first match was just a line bingo, so any line you get. So we're going, and they're like, oh, you only need 2 left. And I'm just like, in my head, I don't know if anyone's seen this TikTok thing where that lucky girl syndrome, but I've been doing that to myself lately. And I'm like, everything just works out for me. I'm so lucky. So anyways, I've been telling myself that. And then literally, like within 5 minutes of the game we're going, and they're like, oh, you only need that one. Then I got the bingo, and I was just like, oh, what do I do? I was ready to holler bingo. Like, I was ready to stand up and, like, holler. He's like, no, you just hit the button. And then we just hit that button, and then they knew, and they're like, oh, someone's got a bingo. And then I over the mic, he's like, who's Bethany? And then I went like that, raising my hand, and then... So anyways, I won some tickets to the Musketeers game. They gave, like, an old Chicago gift card, a gift card to Dega's, and then some, like, a pass for a drink at Best Day Nutrition. And then the other game, a girl behind us won. And then that third game, Garan won.
Yeah. So and the theme of the night was musicals. So that one, the game that I won was musicals, right?
Yeah.
And then they played an X, and that was it country?
Country.
So
and then
we used the heck out of the Shazam because we were like, oh, we don't know this slow song or whatever. But that first one was rock and roll.
Yeah.
And they would play like a good 10 seconds of the song, or where it was, then everybody started singing and everything. It was a good time.
The one that got me was that Africa by Toto. You guys know that song? That one was Ben's like, yeah. That started going, and I was like, oh, this is that song Africa by Toto. And they looked up at me like, what?
I didn't know it.
The more knowledge you know, or however that saying goes, the more you know.
So we're gonna try to bring that.
Yes, it's fun. It's interactive. It's a good game. So keep an eye out for that. So we'll be bringing that to the Big Voice.
All right, cool. Ben, shout outs.
Ooh, I already said mine. Savannah Ricehill for her awesome ideas and awesome graphic design skills for making that calendar, because I've had a lot of people come and they're interested in getting them. So
for sure.
Yeah, good job.
Jordana.
I guess just quick shout out to you guys, to the WIN staff, to the Big Voice staff, our apprentices and our WIN contributors. Everything's always real helpful when you guys submit your content. So we'll also have an issue out coming Saturday.
Yeah, and check your mailboxes.
And definitely send in your content to Tyler's email.
Bethany.
Just want to send a shout out to the Winnebago AD, Adam James. He did come up on, what was that? Friday night when we had the game on Friday the 13th.
Yep.
He was able to kind of like actually see our setup of the live stream and stuff, and he had some really great feedback because I can hear in real time. I have 2 headsets on. I have a headset for my commentators. I have my headset for my crew. So I have, 2 different audios in 2 different ears. Yeah.
Tripped out.
And so I'm listening to them and I'm listening to my crew, but I could hear Adam James and, Garan and Q were like, can we see a replay on that one? So I queued it up. And I just wanted to give a shout out to you and to Q and to Gentry and to Bill. Friday's game went smooth. It was the smoothest one we've had so far. So I just want to keep that going and just keep getting better. And
Yep. So we'll be on the air on Saturday.
This Saturday, yep, against Pine Ridge.
And fan appreciation night. So make sure that you guys come support them. Support the wrestlers if you can.
Yes.
I just want to send a shout out to the Last Bare Moon Committee. I know that they have been meeting and they have regular jobs as well. And they're putting together a good agenda. They're putting together. There's some fundraising that needs to be done. There's, we're gonna sell T-shirts. I think what they're gonna try to do, and this is really cool, is the T-shirts are gonna be sold for $20 pre-sale. Now the day of the event, they're gonna go up in $25. Demand and all that stuff like that. So once that comes, we'll probably announce and maybe go down. Start selling those and stuff. So make sure you get a Last Bare Moon T-shirt, and that's going to be held at Winnebago February 25th. So check that out. Good job, committee. Good job, everybody at Winnebago. We want to say thank you for hosting that good event, and as well as the Winnebago Tribal Council for bringing that event back to the people.
I was just kind of going through as you were reading or relaying your shout out. Carolee Cleveland asked if we could relay to people to vote for Anthony Earth on the Facebook poll for Athlete of the Week. I will share it again for people that don't see it.
Yeah, and that gentleman is out Salsa City, right? Is that the...
Yes.
Okay, so he's balling
That's
out.
OC and Christine's boy.
Okay, for sure. And you guys covered that game, right?
And Randy is up there as well. Randy is Eugene and Brooks' boy.
All right. Well, yeah, for sure. If we have opportunity, everybody that's a Big Voice listener or a fan, we got 4,900 people, so... Hopefully they vote for them. All right. So, folks, you have a good... We'll be back on the air for ARL or Wednesday's Big Boys Sports Talk Show. You guys have a good day.